Oh God, what happened? Oh no.
Swordman.
Hello friends, welcome back. I didn't open the music on the computer. We're so close.
Mm-hmm.
We're so close. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves.
Hello friends,
Hey.
we're back here for more Dungeons and Dragons.
One of these times we'll remember everything before we start.
Don is doing classic
until that
Don
day.
things and has once again forgotten some element of the technical problems to be fixed. He will be stabbed at least once upon his return. Paul, if you would like to do the honors this evening.
I was going to ask you to say it.
Stabbed Don?
Oh, I thought you were... What?
Stabbed Don?
Hello, I'm Paul. I play Rin. I don't know what are you asking?
No, you were not paying attention. That's fine.
No.
You're reading things. No, I was not doing our introductions. I was asking you to stab Don upon his return.
Yeah, no, I didn't see it in the caption.
Thank you.
So I was tempted to
I feel better.
Stabbed on. Uh-oh.
Gotta go.
So,
Is it not Paul?
hors d'oeuvres in French
It's not
literally
funny.
translates
Just
to
before meal.
outside the work.
Very good.
So not part of like
Main meal.
the main meal.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Yeah.
We were discussing that for some reason, because Dungeons and Dragons is a very strange game.
It's important.
And we needed to know, this minute,
It made
what
sense.
does it mean? And now we know. What we do with that information, I'll never be
Nothing. I
able
will
to tell you
forget
anyway.
tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'll fucking want to know again someday.
Outside the work.
Nope.
Yeah, no.
I don't know what that means or why you're saying that. That's strange. We're here for Dungeons and Dragons, and ideally Don will eventually have music, because this silence is killing me.
Mm-hmm.
It's comforting.
I hope everyone had a lovely Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
whether that be Thanksgiving related or just Thursday related.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday is trash normally, so
Yes, Thursday is a cruel, cold day of the week.
the worst day of the week.
Whoa, it's not Tuesday. Calm
I
down.
was gonna say I really don't mind Thursday.
No,
Like
Really?
Thursday is the
Yeah.
worst day of the week.
Man, let's get into
I guess
this.
I've always had a
All right,
decent
Don, I don't
Thursday
think we're playing
schedule.
today.
Wednesday's
Thurs-
always been rough for me.
Yes, I
Really?
did not like
Yeah.
Wednesdays.
Wednesday is like you've been going at it for so long and there's no end in sight.
See, but that's
First
the
Thursday's
thing.
like
That's
tomorrow's
why Thursday's
Friday.
worse.
Yeah,
is because
Wednesday is the
Thursday
hill. Thursday is the beginning of the
Friday.
descent.
Thursday is
excitement.
I'm
Thursday
on my way to
marks the
Friday,
beginning of
and
the
it's
descent.
not
Thursday
Friday.
morning's
When
the
I
worst
finish
thing
this
ever.
one, I still have another day, and then it's the week.
But it's closer than Wednesday.
It doesn't matter that it's closer.
Wednesday
It
is
matters that it feels like more pain.
Listen,
Thursday's like you can see
Tuesday's
the end.
still worse.
So
You can see
you're-
I
it's
think
like
that's mostly Oshwamp related.
you can't though.
No, entirely
Friday
outside
you can see
of games
the
and
end.
D&D.
Thursday you can't.
Tuesday's
The
worst.
reason Wednesday feels fine is because it has a marker on it that says, "Oh, this is this day." It's the middle.
But like Thursday is like it's Thursday night and you're sitting there and you're like, man, this time tomorrow things are gonna be great.
Thursday is like that stretch of road between the last thing that you recognize on your drive home and you're home, and you're just like, oh, I swore this
Can't
was
wait
shorter.
to be home. I can't wait
I
to be
swore
home.
that this part of the drive was shorter, but it's been fucking 20 minutes. That's
It's
Thursday.
fixed now.
Very good.
When we finish for the evening, gotta make sure we turn the computer off, because I think when you press the button and flipped it up, it still had the keyboard active, because when I turned the computer on today, there was literally 900 copies of the recycle bin on the desktop.
That's good.
And I think that's
You
why the
didn't need
music
that?
got fucked up.
I programmed that on Tuesday.
Awesome.
Damn, dude, way to call me out. That's fine. I guess you don't really love recycling as much as I do. Fuck the environment, Don. You're right.
I just don't want to recycle.
I can't be here. Reduce, Don.
It might have been me too. I don't even know. But I'm not exaggerating. Literally 900.
900 copies?
I'm not.
That's
But
fucking
that's not an
fantastic.
exaggeration. I looked and it
I
said
100%
900.
clicked sleep, and I was like, all right, that's fine. That's why he just easy opens and I
Yeah.
close all my
I don't know what the
Dropbox
fuck
out.
happened. I don't know what happened. Something went horribly wrong.
We're off to
And,
a great start tonight.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's fine. Anyway, so yeah, we're not great RPG. We're gonna
Very
go on the
on
table real
brand
quick,
today.
introduce ourselves, and then we'll read the recap. This is the Lost Kings of Adoris. In case you haven't guessed, it's in the title. If you can't read, I'm sorry. We're here. It's been posted everywhere at this point. If you don't know why you're here, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Reduced on
Reuse.
the words.
Can we get a recycle chat, please?
Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Are we the recycling cult
Yeah,
now?
dude.
yes,
What's happening?
yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm John and I play Marcus.
I'm Sarah, and I play Dandelion.
Oh, I already went.
He did. It went like 7 minutes
Go,
ago.
actually.
Alright, I'm Otto and I play Twig.
I'm Mike and I play Mr. Pigeon.
I'm not Lawrence, and I play Shay.
Oh, I'm Don. I'm the DM for this campaign.
Also, if anyone hasn't seen the social media posts for today, you should go look at them.
You should. It's cute. Anyway, last week's episode, A Village of Sacred Flame. You guys wake up after an uneventful sleep, except for a random raccoon with no life in his eyes. That Dandelion got woken up by Shimmer. Arthur says that, you'll get used to sleeping outside, and Rin's like, nah, this is terrible. And he's like, well, I have a lot of pillows. Rin asks about the pillow guy. He tells you about Dudley Kessel, who owns Dudley's Divine Sleep Sacks within Southport. You guys sit for breakfast. Arthur tells you the story, the tragic story of Rin's people within Kenmare. He tells you about the Alinar forest close to the coast that surrounds the kingdom of Alinar, with trees that are flame-colored leaves that are fairly fire-resistant and very rugged and difficult to cut down. North from there is the Whispering Woods, a very thick canopy of trees. It's lit by bioluminescent fungus. He tells you about horrifying sounds. We'll just skip over that. So I don't have to do them again because you're not there, so you wouldn't know. You've heard that he's heard that the forest is home to dryads. You hear laughter and whispers on the wind that blows through the trees. Leafy, glowing figures out of the corner of his eyes. Tells you it's easy to get lost, and it rained as you get close to Kenmare. The day that he found Kenmare burning, he found a 15-foot wide, burned completely to ash line of trees straight through to Kenmare. He makes his way there. Emerald and his men pop up and like, what the fuck are you doing here? And they realize he's not a threat. He helps put out the remainder of the fires within Kenmare. He tells them that Kenmare was fairly small, modest lodgings. A large stone church at its center had banners lining the central path with a weird symbol that he drew for Rin. It had a large stained glass window that was blown inward on the church, depicting that same symbol. Shay recognized it, says it looks similar to the holy symbol for the god of storms, Talos. Elena's like, holy shit, remember the reading that I gave you about storms? And Rin was like, I didn't really care about that at all. But
Thought you were a hoax.
I thought it was some horseshit, and she said that, she's not usually around to see the things happen, so this is new territory for
Is
her.
every recap just paraphrase written wrong? Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's bad.
I was just entertaining you, you moron.
Vulpix, thank you for the gifted sub, by the way.
No, I didn't. Just like last week, he was like, yeah, Ren asked what mirrors do. No, I asked what a specific mirror does.
What
To be
mirror
fair,
do?
in the physical typed recap, it is written correctly.
I don't believe
I'm
you. Just continue. Slander the young master further, please.
Reduced!
He tells them that very few people knew that the village existed. He was one of the few outsiders that ever went there. He says that everybody, including the children in the town, wore that same necklace that Ren has. He doesn't know what it does. Marcus is like, hey, buddy, you got one? Did somebody come greet you the first time you went there? And he's like, yep, I sure did, and I do have one of those necklaces. He should have. He does. No, he does.
Good.
He gives it to Marcus.
Well, he doesn't anymore.
He doesn't anymore. He did. Marcus asks if he has it. He gives it to Marcus. So Marcus compares it to Rin's necklace, finds that they're the same. They both contain abjuration magic. He wants to give it to Dandelion in the future so she can be protected in the Whispering Woods so she can talk to the Dryads. Dandelion tells them about Leopold and his love, Gale, a story that Oberon told her. They fought with swords, storm, and wind. She says that Oberon told her a lot of stories. You guys head back on the road. Arthur traveling along with you. After a few hours' ride, you come across a blocked path with spikes coming out of it. A few men surround your carriage. They ask about the road tax. The angry bandit captain Murdoc walks over and harasses Marcus and asks if he is the son of Marcus Shaw III. Marcus says yes. He tells him about his grandfather and his father both being in the military, and that he, despite not being in the military, was trained by his father. That he blames Marcus Shaw III for his father's eventual death. Marcus says that the mission that his father was sent on leading to his being kicked out of the army must have been folly. His father would have stood up for the commanding officers and not let the mission happen, and that his father should have done the same. Then they say that they're gonna duke it out, and Murdoc says that they should both command their men. Everybody fights. Marcus walks forward weaponless and just raises his arms, fearing many of the men. The captain of the men charges forward towards his friend, spinning his blades. You guys beat the absolute shit out of them. Mr. Pigeon punts someone's head off into the trees. Marcus embraces Murdoc and commands him to forgive himself. The man drops to the floor. His weapons clanging on the ground, a single tear runs down his face as he kneels in front of Marcus. Marcus binds his hand, stepping onto his weapon, saying that this is a choice he should have made long ago. Marcus searches the man, finding a single sending stone in his pocket, which was described as...
Black stone with
Yep, a single
chunky
black
bandit.
stone with gray, a single black and gray stone with white bands of carved lines wrapping around it, thicker at the bottom and thinner towards
Looks
the
like
top,
a face.
and carved into the shape of a face. He tells the man that they'll talk about all of this evening, and that he believes he can be a better man than he has been so far in life. He tells them he must tell Marcus what led him to this path so he can unsow those seeds. Marcus tells him his name, and the man introduces himself as Murdoc Parma III. Marcus says, "Good to meet you, soldier," and leads him over to the carriage. And that is where we are picking up. The group of you, the rest of everybody else, while you are walking the man over to the carriage, are searching the bodies for things. Ren is currently unconscious on the ground as well. So we'll resolve that first and then get to the loot. And if you would have liked, I don't know if you're planning on putting him with the carriage and then walking back to talk with your friends before leaving after you secure him, or if you want to do that separate. I don't know how you want to handle that.
I mean, I don't care about the conversation being separate, but I would absolutely stay by this man and begin the conversation while they tend to everyone else.
Okay. Yep.
Unless, obviously, they need assistance with young master.
After I see you have that guy restrained and ready, I'll approach
Okay.
Ren.
Yeah, then I'm good. Then I would trust my companions.
Yep.
So I will sheathe up my sickles after wiping the blood off on the ground, and walk over to Rin. And when I get there, I want to look at his sword. And did you put your sword away and summon a shadow one, or is it still in your hand?
Yes, they're both in my right hand. Well, I mean, I would have fallen. So,
Sure, but
yeah.
okay, yeah. So I would want to pick them up off the ground and look at them.
Ren, if you'd like to describe your blade.
Oh, Jesus, it's been so long. Basically, they're... I'm so bad at descriptions. God damn it. Basically, they're short swords with elvish runes on the outside on each blade. Together, it's one blade. You can split it simply by pulling it apart. It's not really bound together. You kind of just hold it together. Mostly, I'm trying to remember the color. I think it was just silver. Just silver along the, not, the like steel color. And then towards the handles, they're just wrapped with black cloth.
Okay. Would I be able to read the runes?
They're elvish.
I can read Elvish.
Do they say something?
Okay, that's okay.
They will.
Sure, but not something super relevant. I
Yes,
need to know.
no.
Right now. Sure. So I would read them, take my glove off, and run my finger along the edge, seeing how sharp they are. And after inspecting them for a minute, lay them back down on the ground, and I'd administer a healing spell by poking you on the forehead, and you would get back 7 HP.
Thank you.
Ren, you awaken to see the figure of Mr. Pigeon standing over you. And Shay just kind of standing to the side looking over at you on the ground.
Just kind of blink and outstretch my hand towards Mr. Pigeon.
I'll help you out.
All right. Thank you. Oh,
So mad today.
good lord.
Yeah, no, she's real mad today.
Apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess actually rather than putting your swords on the ground, I would hold them, pick you up, and then hand them to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Give,
I'll just start dusting myself off,
give
casting prestidigitation, cleaning myself off. They hit a little bit harder than I thought they would.
I'd give a little nod and meander back toward the guy over there.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely seems that way, yes.
Yep. Just gonna kind of like.
And, they're gone now. Should search for any contraband that they've already gathered and get ready to head back out.
Sure, I can help in a minute. Just gonna continue to clean myself and kind of like check out my wounds.
Mm-hmm.
Go hunt for contraband.
Sure. So you guys are going to search through their loot and their stuff. So I will tell you the first thing that you find is you find a locked chest sitting among the carriage. I guess I'll get to the thing that's in their pocket first. In one of the men's pocket, you find another stone that is shaped like a face, but this is definitively a different shaped stone than the previous one. This is a more silver and like reddish stone, but also carved into the shape of a face. And as you guys walk over to the carriage that they have off to the side and start searching through the things that they have, you find a wooden chest with silver banded like bolts on it, and you can see that there is a lock stuck on the front of the chest.
What's it sound like?
You shake it a little bit, and you hear jingling from inside.
Probably where they were keeping the tax, the road tax. Gather that, but I'm gonna look around this area, see if there's anything else here before I heft this chest back over to this carriage.
Yeah, so inside the caravan, you find a box with a couple items inside. The first thing that you come across is a long, slender, gnarled wand with small white seeds embedded into the knots of the wood, in the shape of a very creepy-looking, wide, closed smile. The base of the wand dips and curves slightly outward, kind of like a cup at the bottom, and wedged into the bottom under this like cup part is a single molar tooth.
Sure.
Yeah.
You also find a dusty orb-shaped vial, very similar to that green one that we have on top of the shelf there, filled with a green, thick, viscous-looking liquid, thickwood, if you will.
A thickwood.
Thickwood, if you will, yes.
It's not the chair. It was Don.
It was me. To be fair, I've had that prepared for 2 weeks. So this is
Yeah, 2 weeks to think about it.
I've had 2 weeks to think about that. Thank you very much, Vulpix, for the additional sub. Thank you so much.
How do you spell thickwood?
THICCUID. QUID. How you would guess. You also find an old silver key that appears to shine brightly on the lower half of it near the base where the teeth are on the key. You can see that there is swirling engravings circling the shaft of the key up towards the head of it, carved into the shape of a question mark at the top. It hangs on a small leather band with a brass clasp. And that is the only things that you find. So you have a wand, a vial of green liquid, a strange key, the other face stone that is definitively different than the one that Marcus has, and a chest full of stuff.
Pocket all the small stuff and hoist this chest.
Mm-hmm.
Start walking back over to our carriage.
Cool. So you guys see Shay pick up a bunch of things from the caravan and begin walking back towards the towards your caravan and your carriage, holding this large chest. And you see Marcus sitting with the man that you now know as Murdoc, the Bandit Captain, which I did not describe what he looks like last time, so I will do that. He has brown hair that's tied back into a like man bun typed knot. He has cropped, shaved sides. He has green eyes, a slightly crooked nose, and he is wearing a long black leather trench coat with black boots. Under it, he has a tan shirt with black pants with a tarnished silver buckle. He had a cross belt that originally had daggers, which Marcus removed from him. And hanging in front of his shirt is a silver necklace of a lion head. So pissed.
Tonight.
Oh, goodness.
Think I found their collected road tax.
Yeah, I would just look at Murdoc. I assume that this is what you are to deliver?
That's right. That's everything. And then the carriage.
Good. People en route to Southport, yes?
Indeed. Yes. We use the flags to determine
Yes.
who is safe to
Valuable.
target.
Safe to target?
Yeah, originally when I was sent here to do this, had a run-in with a few armed caravans, so I came up with the solution to mark the carriages with the flags, so that way we know if somebody is armed, not to target them. We have another man down the road as a sending stone. Tells us what caravans are coming, so we know to move the barricade into position.
Understood.
Lost a lot of men, so I came up with that solution to not target the ones that are armed. I guess they did not see your weaponry.
Understood. And to whom does this chest... who is it delivered to?
It's delivered to the person that I report to, the road leader.
The road leader.
Of the Gilded Mask, yeah. Name's Raymond.
Road leader Raymond.
Road Ray.
Mm-hmm. And is he as well in Southport?
Yeah. He's works for the Gilded Mask.
Yes. Well, I guess everybody has kind of regathered in this general area. I suppose possibly it would be best for us to have an early lunch and then get back on the road. Give us time to speak with Murdoc here and gather what information we can before we finish our journey to Southport.
That probably makes sense. We're already stopped.
Yes.
What time of day is it?
It's about noon.
You said you had a man at the other station. Down the road?
One of my men should have a sending stone. I can send for him if you want.
This one?
Yeah, that's the one.
And will they be concerned if you don't check in?
No, they won't. They're just reporting the flags that are coming this way, so we have enough time to prepare. Can have him come back here and surrender. If you'd prefer. Can tell him to flee, whatever you want.
Is he a good man?
I mean,
Hard to say, yes.
among thieves, I suppose, yes. He's not a violent man. It's why we gave him that position. He's not one for combat. He won't put up a fight, especially if I tell him not to.
Does he have somewhere to go?
I don't know. Not too sure, really.
Best to bring him in to surrender then?
I'd say so.
Probably more of an opportunity for him after atonement and his grievances and debts paid to find some kind of better work.
Yeah, I'm sure he can find something within Southport or elsewhere.
The mask will not pursue him if he returns to Southport and stops working for them.
Probably not. We're usually out here for a few days at a time. I don't generally report in daily.
And they won't follow up eventually.
I mean, they'll follow up if I don't report eventually, but they don't necessarily keep track of every single person that works for them. They rely on the individual captains to keep track of their men.
So he is your man, not theirs.
Yes, yeah, I hired him. Recommendation from one of my other men.
I'll hand this stone over to Marcus.
How does this work?
Well, you just hold it and you are able to cast the sending spell through the stone to the other stone. If he doesn't recognize the voice, he won't know who it is. You're able to recognize who is sending the spell, so he'll know that it's not one of my men or me if one of you sends it.
I'll hand him a stone.
Sure.
So he holds this stone in his left hand. I guess both of them are held up since his hands are bound.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, Simon, return to base. Surrender to the men here. Do not fight. He'll be back soon.
Good.
Okay. Some other items near the chest. These, pull out the other few things. These personal effects or...
Things that we collected from merchants. I don't know exactly what they do. If one of you... I know a couple of you used magic. You sit and identify them with your arcane, I'm sure. I'm not a magic user. I don't know what they do. Sorry.
It's alright. They look valuable.
I'll take them.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a check or?
Yeah, it would be... Essentially, you can spend an hour and use your arcane magic just to sit and determine what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Not a check or a spell.
Okay.
For things that are base items, you're able to determine what they are over the course of an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Start with the super creepy wand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we'll come back to that. If I forget, just remind me.
Okay.
How long have you been in the Gilded Mask?
About 10 years.
You find them or they find you?
My stepfather sent me here to work for them.
And you said before that your stepfather was a elven man?
Yeah, he works out of Greymore. I previously worked at the racetracks in Greymore for my stepfather for 7 years after my father died 20 years ago. My mother spent 3 years trying to make any bit of money she could until she met him. Married him, and I worked there until I was sent here under the command of the road leader.
And so he must know of the Gilded Mask. If he sent you here to be complicit in these actions?
He does, he's involved in their business, yes.
And what is this man's name?
Fivril, Blackflower.
Vapor, thank you very much for the raid. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. welcome everyone. Black Flower?
Yeah.
You said he worked at the racetracks or owned them?
Murdoc
worked
worked
at-
at the racetracks.
No, his stepfather.
He didn't say.
He didn't say. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He said that he worked at the racetracks for
For
his
his
father.
father.
For his stepfather.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. The name Black Flower sounds strange, as we are individuals who have found fitting plants. Is that... Does that name mean something? Did he ever have any black flowers or anything like that in his possession?
No, it's just a family name, so far as I'm aware.
Strange.
That's what the common translation is. It's an Elvish name.
Understood. Hmm. Your stepfather sends you here to work with the Gilded Mask. You report to Raymond, the road leader.
That's right.
Where do you bring the money to? Where do you meet Raymond?
In our headquarters in Southport.
An inn?
That is one of the entrances, yeah. Crossed arrows in.
Yes, we have a key with a number 7.
I would advise that you go there alone if you plan to confront them. Not now anyway, there's too many of them there.
Understood. How many men?
I'm not entirely certain. Enough, that's essentially the stronghold for the Gilded Mask. That's where they operate out of. That is one of the entrances. It's the main entrance that all of the members use. Through the basement in the inn.
Basement.
Yes. There's a set of stairs in the room.
Understood. Now, Raymond leads the road. There would be other crimes that this group commits, yes?
Yes,
Kidnapping?
Gilded Mask doesn't generally deal in kidnapping. They've been known to on occasion, but it's not one of the things they normally do. But there is an organization that works nearby to Southport that works using the docks in Southport to ship goods, the Crimson Dawn. They work out of a stronghold within the Heaven Summit Mountains, the northern part of it, just south of the city. They kidnap a lot of people. They're slavers. They force them to mine,
Inside of the mountains?
and they send the goods. They take the ore out of the Arborian territory and send it north to the city. They send the ships far enough out as to not be seen by the coast, so that way they are able to import it from elsewhere.
So in the times when the Gilded Mask does come across a person, they typically will then sell them to the Crimson Dawn?
Depends on who it is. They don't just kidnap anybody.
Understood.
They're not out here just, kidnapping people like you or merchants or anything. Crimson Dawn handles most of the kidnapping, but they have done kidnappings in the past for specific reasons, but that's generally when they're told from, I guess, my stepfather.
Interesting. Would that mean that your stepfather is the leader of the Gilded Mask?
No, he's the leader of the Shadowed Thorns. They control the Gilded Mask.
It's like a hand.
Indeed.
The Gilded Mask is sort of the face of the organization, while the Shadowed Thorns calls the shots from behind the scenes.
Understood. Interesting hierarchy to have a face that is a mask.
The Gilded Mask operates pretty much out of Southport, under the boss of that organization.
Do you know the leader then of the Gilded Mask if it is not your stepfather?
I don't know his name. We only call him the Masked Man. He has a golden mask that he wears. I've never seen his face. Auburn hair.
Is it long?
It's longish. It's not like a ponytail or anything. It's sort of cropped, tied back. Bluish eyes, kind of pierce through the mask.
Understood. Does the Gilded Mask do anything with the smuggling of ale?
They did for a time. When the Gilded Mask started 40 or 50 years ago, they originally operated out of Greymore. They controlled the horse tracks, and they did security and transportation for Fjordane's Finest Brewing Company. And supposedly this masked man consolidated all of the crime in the area, took all of the small bandit operations and joined them
Unified?
together under him, yes. He
Charming
claims
man.
to have spoken to the god of thieves, Mask, hence the name. I've only really heard stories. But they no longer smuggle ales within Fjordane, but for a time, when he left at some point, there were a lot of offshoots of the original organization that were kind of all over Adoris that did their own thing, mostly within Fjordane, but they reconsolidated under him when he rejoined.
Understood.
They do import wines from Ota Solor and from Trador across the seas. They redistribute them within Fjordane. They deal with the shipping company that controls the docks. So not so much smuggling of ales anymore, but they are involved in them, yes.
We are looking for one girl in particular, young, named Alice Tull, taken a few years ago by men in the bog. Supposedly she saw something.
Yes, she's alive within the stronghold.
Kept?
Yes, under the care of the masked man.
Do you know what she saw? Simply men working on the fairgrounds?
They had a meeting with the Iron Crown.
Yes.
She saw.
We know little of the trawlers that the Iron Crown uses. But at that meeting, we did find the body of a man referencing some curious item that the trawlers found. That they wanted identified by the Iron Crown, I suppose. But the item seemingly was not what they anticipated.
Yes, the Iron Crown employs the Gilded Mask to search for relics off of the coast. There's an old legend, if you believe in those sort of things, that there was a ship that carried some of the heroes of the old wars across the sea to the other lands to try to explore and expand, specifically with no weapons, to bring messages of peace to whoever might have been there. They found the lands that were infested with monsters and they sent for their weapons, but the ship, which contained their weapons, and a scroll that contained a spell that would locate areas of power within the other lands, a divining spell of sorts, very rare for its time, was lost. The ship was lost somewhere between here and the continent of Cantor, somewhere off of the coast. And that is what they search for. They act as trawlers to search for these relics and ancient weapons. The relic that they thought that they found, that they wanted the Iron Crown to identify, was the sword of the Elvish warrior, Karim Nodel Raventongue. It's a silver blade with magic runes of conjuration, evocation, and necromantic symbols scribed along the length of the blade, but the symbols are reversed. They're backwards.
Interesting.
Yes, and there's astrological symbols scribed along the hilt. The symbol for moonrise, sunset, death, and stars. There's a purple gem in the hilt. Was found in the captain's hold of a sunken merchant ship, but it was a replica from somebody that attempted to make
Probably
it based on the
resplendent
stories.
replicas.
I'm not sure. It's very old,
Understood.
so I'm not sure. But yes, a merchant ship found it in the captain's hold, so they searched the shipwreck and brought it to the Iron Crown, but it was fake.
You know an awful lot of the inner workings of the Gilded Mask. You must be fairly high up their chain of command.
I'm not, but being the stepson of the man that controls things behind the scenes, I do hear conversations when I go home.
Privy to information you would not otherwise have.
Yes, I don't do much other than handle this stretch of road.
Understood. When will they be expecting to hear from you?
In a few days' time. We generally stay out for a few days.
And how will they be expecting to hear from you?
Through the stone that Marcus has.
Another?
Yes. The road captain has the other.
And he is where?
In Southport, in the stronghold, I assume. Might be home, I don't know.
Very well.
And as you guys are sitting talking, you see a smaller man walk up, weapons at his side, and he walks forward and just drops them in front of you. He's told to come back, surrender. Murdoc, is that obviously true? Yes, they're gonna bind your hands, probably. We're going to Southport. Alright. Puts his hands out. Looks to be like a mid-20s kid with like orangish, like dirty blonde hair.
Not gonna bind his hands. I'm actually gonna take the key out Unshackle Murdoc.
Thank you, sir.
Of course. Put the manacles back. Your father, stepfather. Does he do more than just simple acts of crime?
He does a lot.
Desecrate holy grounds?
Maybe. I'm sure he does that very little that that man wouldn't do. He controls the Duke of Commerce within Greymore. I'm sure by now more, but it's how he was able to set up shipping routes. He gave a contract to a shipping company, blackmailed them.
I'll pull out the small piece of, leather or whatever that I made my rubbing on.
Mm-hmm.
This.
That's his symbol, yes.
Is there any... Is there ever dissension between the Gilded Mask and the Shadowed Thorns?
There
Did
was...
Father ever need to rein any of the Gilded Mask men in?
There was some cause for concern initially, when he took over within Greymore. Things were not running quite as smoothly as they are now, until the masked man returned. He generally tries to consolidate all of the crime within at least this part of Fjordain. For those bandits that are not willing to join the Gilded Mask, they are culled. Join the ranks or meet the blade.
You said that this masked man had left and returned.
Yeah,
Do you know much of this?
I don't know what happened. I know 40 or 50 years ago he was in charge. He left, and that caused a sort of schism within the Gilded Mask. And that's when these offshoots appeared. People would leave and start their own bandit groups under the guise of the Gilded Mask, each of them believing that...
Yeah, the symbol of power.
Yes, and that they're the real Gilded Mask. That was part of the problem when my stepfather absorbed them within Greymore, the offshoot that still remained there. He reined the others back in, but they were not used to working without the guidance of someone that built it. This man understands the inner workings of how to consolidate crime, and criminals tend to get belligerent and argue. Believe that's why he came back.
So he was sent for then?
Sent for or forced, I'm not sure. But he remains there.
Did not return prior to being requested?
Yes.
Interesting.
Two years ago. Bandits to the south in the forest. Small cave.
likely called. Smaller operation.
Found that mark.
Called then. You found that marking with, I'm assuming, a burned out hideout.
Yes.
They tend not to leave traces.
Hmm. The Crimson Dawn out of Heaven's Summit.
Hmm.
Do you have a contact for them?
Yeah.
Someone in the organization?
Yes. Why? Do you wish to contact them or disband them?
Some of my people are missing. And if they are the ones who take the innocent...
If your
Yeah.
people have gone missing, you can be fairly assured that that's where they are, if they're not dead.
Then they are next.
Is the goal for all of you to disband the Gilded Mask?
I can't speak for all of us. But for me, yes.
Starting with the Crimson Dawn would aid in that. They provide a fairly large amount of the Gilded Mask finances. The ores that they mined, as I said, are shipped back to Southport. Despite the short distance, have to keep up appearances of importing them. They're stealing from across the Arborian border.
Cut off the coin.
Yes. The ores are used to manufacture weaponry, which is resold to Fjordain. And they also send them over to Trador. Fjordain believes that they're importing from Trador. They have a treaty with them. But we falsify the dock workers falsify the manifests.
Interesting. Alright. Could you or a man you know that you trust lead us to the Crimson Dawn?
But I'd need to stop in Southport, but I can lead you there.
Will you?
You've spared my life. I will help you.
It's still your life to live. Will you?
I didn't wish for this life. Not gonna make excuses and say that everything that I've done has been due to my circumstances, but if something were to happen to the organization that my father uses to finance the things that he does within Greymore, I would be rather pleased. Hopefully save my mother.
She's still with him in Greymore then? Then yes, she as well will be saved.
Thank you. There are other things that you need to know about how this organization functions. The ores are sent to the docks controlled by Fjordain's finest trading company. And the dockmaster there, he handles all of the incoming and outgoing goods from the wines that they import from across the sea to the ores.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that goes in and out goes through Fjordane's finest. If you cut off the Crimson Dawn, you will cut off a large portion of their financial stability. There are also the gambling halls within Southport. You want to shut them down.
Understood. The difficulty for us will be in the eyes of the Gilded Mask, you need to be dead.
That's true.
We can't simply walk into Southport with you.
Dead or disguised.
I don't think you should wear a mask any longer.
The guards at the gate will know my face. We pay them to remove the flags.
Do they inspect the carriages when they arrive?
I do. They take down reports of the bandit attacks and destroy them.
While you're talking and saying that, I'm gonna put my fingers into my makeup and just smear white on the side of his face as you guys are having that conversation. Just really like.
Mm-hmm.
Have an extra outfit?
I assume I would.
Yeah.
Perhaps masks aren't so bad after all.
It seems not all masks are the same.
Oh.
But if you take those two things out, that will certainly cause trouble for them.
It'll cripple them, I imagine, but
Yes, and I would.
the power structure will have to go away.
Oh.
Won't eliminate all crime, but perhaps devolve it back to what it once was. Scattered, small groupings, instead of an overarching organization.
If the men are unable to be paid, it will lead to dissension among the ranks, and
Yes.
you'll be able to, at that point, enter and take them out. Be far less at that point. They'll be less organized.
Indeed.
Criminals like their coin.
Yes, they do. On the way to Southport, I will ask you to make a written account. Confession of sorts. Of the crimes that you have committed. And a description or name of the people that coin truly belongs to.
All right.
When we arrive in Southport. Well, if there are Crown's Guard that are conspirators, is the Lawkeeper one of them?
No. So there are the Crown's Guard that work the gate. We pay the 6 of them as well as 4 within the city. We don't need many. Most of our things take place underground and on the docks where the Crown's Guard really don't go. But when we need to move through the city, it helps to have people on payroll. But the Lawkeeper is not one of them, no.
You have their names?
I do.
Do you know why they accept payment?
Why does anyone? I don't deal with them directly. I know who they are, but I know not their reasoning for accepting coin.
Are any of them being leveraged?
Probably.
Who would know?
My captain might, or someone else within the organization.
Could end up asking them directly. If we have their names. Could offer them a way out.
Might be worth leaving them in place if the leadership of this organization knows that their assistance in the guard is being tampered with.
Certainly.
It might not stay the same people.
Certainly.
The one man that might know is the person that watches over the comings and goings of the Gilded Mask for my father. We call him the Overseer, but his name is Horace. Horace Watts. His brother runs the gambling halls.
What's his brother's name, do you know?
Clifford.
When we arrive in Southport, I intend to take you before the lawkeeper. Present to her the coin, your confession, and the list of the names of the people who the coin should return to.
All right. I know the names of the merchants we took them from. I don't know the names of the people.
Description can be made and a post can be as well in the city.
Discreetly, but yes. We don't want to draw attention
I think we do.
that money is being returned.
If you're dead, as are your men, buried, no reports,
That's true.
it will look simply as though you and your men were overpowered on the road. Better to have an answer.
Suppose so. That's fair.
I intend to bury your men.
Right?
I will ask you to help me.
I will.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over and begin to gather these bodies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he follows you and begins lifting up the bodies and moving them over to the edges of the road towards the forest on the side.
I don't know if anybody else wants to do anything while I'm digging.
How long have we been sitting here having this conversation?
Probably about an hour.
About an hour?
Hmm?
So I'm going to lean over to Dandelion and just slowly hand her this wand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take the wand.
You have the Wand of
I'm
Smiles.
gonna wave the wand
Mm-hmm.
immediately.
Yep.
I don't know what it does. I'm waving the wand.
So you can use an action to expend one of its charges. It has 3 charges. You target a humanoid that you see within 30 feet of you. The target must succeed on a DC 10 Charisma saving throw or be forced to smile a wide-brimmed smile for a minute, and it regains all expended charges at dawn. If you use all of the charges, you roll a d20. On a wand, it transforms into a Wand of Scowls, which is the same thing but 4 frowns.
Does it transform back? Like, does it?
I'm not sure.
I'd
It's
imagine
in
it
D&D
follows the
Beyond.
same properties.
I would imagine so. It's in D&D Beyond, so
Oh, it's a
yeah,
real-
you can just
Oh,
add
wow.
it. These are all real items.
That's great.
I don't know.
I
Who are
missed
you looking
the-
at when you wave it?
I also skipped the goggles that you found too. I don't know how I literally skipped over that. You also found leather-banded, brass-framed goggles that fit snugly over the eyes. They have extremely dark, slightly shimmery lenses, and a slightly worn brass nose piece at the center, and a black leather strap long enough to hold them around the neck. And you get transmutation magic, Paul, from the goggles, from the Wand of Smiles, transmutation from the key, and evocation from the stone. The sending stone.
Oh, I was about to say, what's down? Okay.
So in your possession, you still have a set of goggles, a vial of poison, a strange key.
I don't know who I'm not aiming at someone in particular.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you want to randomly decide who is unfortunate enough to be
1 to
targeted.
6, I'll skip Marcus. Twig. Please make a charisma saving throw.
No, that's an @1.
So you watch as Twig's cat-like features just slowly pull into like the Cheshire Cat smile, the little fangs sticking out, and you just cannot move. Like you can speak, but you are forced to just very wide-mouthed smile.
For 2 minutes on that one.
Yeah, for 2 minutes. I'll say that's 2 minutes for an
So I'm just
one.
holding the wand.
I'm just gonna stare at you.
I'm also smiling.
It's really awkward.
This kind of hurts.
I didn't even tell you what it did.
What did the other things do before she...
That's what it does. Now you know.
Go ahead and make that save, Paul.
You said it's a charisma save?
Charisma save.
Damn it. 13.
Yep, you pass.
I just frown. So the other items each take an hour, correct?
It's an hour total.
Oh, okay.
So you have the goggles of night,
Okay.
and a mystery key. The item is literally mystery key. Both of these are D&D 5e items. Goggles of night are while wearing these dark lenses, you have dark vision up to 60 feet. If you have dark vision already, the range of the dark vision increases.
Okay.
And mystery key is... It has a 5% chance of unlocking any lock into which it is inserted. Once it unlocks something, the key disappears. You roll a d20. On a 20, it unlocks. Otherwise, it does nothing. But both of those are out-of-the-book items, so you can add them to D&D Beyond for whoever takes those items. And then the vial of poison is poison for coating a weapon.
Okay. I will say what these things are, repeating you. Anybody need any of this stuff?
I could hold on to the key.
Toss
Just
you
in
the key.
case.
I guess I'd take the poison.
The poison?
So
While you're smiling at it?
yep. Makes me real happy.
I'm
You know
currently
that
digging
face?
graves.
You know that face cats make when they smell something stinky?
That's it. Really stinky.
Yeah, so you pick up this vial of like really viscous greenish liquid. It should also be in there, the poison vial. It's just a vial of poison. Yeah, you can coat your weapons with it and it does extra damage.
It's poison for Cusco.
Cusco's poison.
Is that the brand?
Yes, it is. There's a small dusty label that says Cusco's poison.
It
And
could
there
just
is
have a llama on it.
yeah, there's a small, very angry-looking llama smoking a cigar.
I like that movie so much. It's so good. Anybody need these? Not I could use them. Just holding up the goggles. No?
I think so.
Digging graves. I'm just digging
Yeah,
graves.
it's time for you to
You see
dig.
Marcus and Murdoc just digging holes.
Hmm?
Marcus may need them actually.
Yeah, I mean, if the ground is remotely tough, I'd hand him one of my hand axes. We need something
Yeah,
to like
dark
break
vision.
out the tough exterior soil.
Okay, yeah. Most of it is pretty fine going. There's occasionally some rocks that he, knocks out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have an actual shovel. I got like a bucket, so.
Yep.
I can help dig.
Yeah, I will tell you, digging a grave actually takes an incredibly long time.
Yeah,
IRL.
Yeah.
It takes like 4 hours
6
to dig
by
one
6.
grave.
yeah.
So this will take the remainder of the day to dig these
Wait, no,
these
it's like
holes.
3 by
Mhm.
6. 6 down.
I'm gonna get my puppy over here. We dig graves for the dead together.
Just
Bonding experience.
Mm-hmm.
What did you say the goggles were called?
goggles of night.
I'll help dig the grave, and so will Shimmer.
Yeah, Shimmer just like starts digging for a second, and then when he sees that you're not looking, he just goes to the edge of one of the holes and just goes to sleep. And then as soon as you look over, he just immediately just like with one dragon paw just scoops some
yeah, I'm
dirt
digging.
and then just puts his head down onto the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the dog is just going at it, just straight down.
Having the greatest time
Very
of his
good
life.
at digging.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Good dig.
Fall off his head. Very good.
And then just immediately back to just
That's
dirt's just
definitely-
flying
That's not
through
going to
the
be a
air.
problem later.
No, it'll be great. It'll be great when we need a fast foxhole for something, and I actually have a dog that can foxhole us justifiably. Oh, I can't wait. Actually. Whew.
What?
The foxhole.
No, I'll need to surprise you with it for it to work.
Great.
He's going to bamboozle you.
Man, that's actually fucking awesome.
You guys are gonna be fighting. Saying, my dog burrows under the ground and eats them. Oh,
No, when they fucking shield wall us, I have a justifiable fucking pathway to oil. And then fucking rain ignite underneath the shield wall when they're over thatched walkways.
yep.
Fuck your shield wall, buddy.
That's fine. Strategy.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
He's a good boy. He's gonna help me end wars by digging.
World War One. Trenches were a thing.
Yeah, dude, for real.
I'm gonna pee real quick. If you guys want to in character
Mhm.
talk about anything, feel free.
Sometimes I'm really happy my character doesn't understand any of this because, man, I'm confused.
Let me take a look at that. Okay. Southport.
To
Crimson
clarify,
Dawn.
so he said the stepdad was controlling the Shattered Thorns, and the stepdad was in Greymore,
Correct.
doing stuff in Greymore,
Mm-hmm.
and that the Gilded
That's-
Mask were being controlled by the Thorns and mostly in Southport.
Correct.
And we're going to Southport.
Correct.
And then the Gilded Mask is
What the hell does that say?
employing
Oh.
the Crimson Dawn.
Well, the Crimson, like, that one's weird. I don't know if that one's like an employed. Like,
It's definitely utilizing it.
yeah, 100%. Like, they're taking the ore, and doing the export for that. So, I mean, it feels like it's effectively employment. Like, even if it's not titled employment, it feels like it's fucking employment.
It would be weird to consolidate all of the other crime and be like, you
Correct.
guys can stay exactly how you are
Absolutely.
with no further
But
control.
yes, it's Crimson Dawn is, utilizing the Heaven Summit to find whatever
What? Oh,
minerals and gems,
Yeah.
funnel that back into the Gilded Mask. Gilded Mask goes to the
Campbell
docks. Docks forcify invoices or whatever
we know.
shipping documents they need to be able to say that they're giving these in from further continents away, and then those are sent back
They're looking
towards
for the-
Greymore, towards, I'm effectively
For
gonna
the-
just make the
the
assumption
Sunday
of
treasure.
the fucking Duke of Commerce who's got control of the capital's coin. Sure.
He said they kidnapped certain people.
What, the Iron Crown and Crimson
Sketchy.
Dawn?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like the Iron Crown is just like a fucking morally gray neutral third party
They're
that
treasure
just does
hunters.
shit. Well, yeah, that's what I mean. I don't think that they're complicit. I think that they're just neutral third party that just continuously does shit.
So we've got
Iron Crown, Crimson
Shadow-
Dawn. So
Shadowthorn is in Greymore. They're like our bigger organization here.
yeah, subset is
The Gilded Mask
Correct.
in Southport, which is, we know, probably run by Alistair Plimfair, right?
no. I wouldn't say that he runs
No?
it. I mean,
Wasn't he the...
my concern is Alistair is the masked man. Yes,
That's a concern that we have.
but like.
Which would mean that he'd be the one running it, at least as far as what we've
Yeah,
been
told.
I don't want to give the he's running it, he's a piece of shit right now.
Yeah.
It is definitively, it feels like he was forced back in 14 years ago.
Were we given a description of him? Does
Yeah, he
fit
has
that
auburn
description?
hair, he's got green eyes, and he has whatever glasses or
Well,
whatever.
you said blue eyes.
Yeah, he said blue. So
I said cyan is what I said originally, so
Okay.
that's a bluish.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yes, that is 100% the assumption.
And then we have the... So the Gilded Mask is funded by the Acts of the Crimson Dawn and the Gambling Halls.
Mm-hmm.
So cutting off both of those sources would... This is all out of character because Dandelion doesn't understand any of this.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go gambling again.
Mm-hmm.
Second campaign, you're gonna take my gold again?
Run by Dick Tips, dude.
No, that's run by Clifford. Watts.
Clifford
Tips
tips.
might be a dealer.
Clifford Tips.
Clifford, Tips,
Mhm.
Watts.
Clifford Dick Tips. Why do they call you Dick Tips? Long story, dude.
So Fjordane's Finest is a shipping company.
Jordan's Finest is the ale company.
Right.
They're a trading company. They're
Trading
effectively
company.
the East India.
Yes.
This would make a lot more sense if I had a map.
Of the places.
I only have a map of
Hey, you should-
Fjordane.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then-
that's all we got.
I have nothing what's outside of like
Yeah, I
nothing
only have Fjordane as well.
I mean, the blurred out world map is in the Discord.
It is in the Discord.
Yeah.
So this is Southport down here.
Southport is that.
Southport's here. So then this is Ardmore, right?
Arbor.
Arbor.
Yeah.
And then this is like a trade route here, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it seems like these are the Heaven Summit Mountains.
Correct. Yeah, the map extends. I just only drew Fjordane in that one. The blue is where Arbor is below
Yeah.
that. It's not ocean below
It's
it.
just confusing what's ocean.
Yeah,
and what's...
yeah.
Yeah, because this
Yeah.
is ocean.
Correct, yeah.
Because every
Should
time
not
there's,
have used the same blue.
Shouldn't have, but, you know. I just didn't color in the landmass
Yeah.
for the bottom
Yeah.
portion, but yeah.
like looking at this map, that's like
Mm-hmm.
every time I see it, I'm like, wait, no, there's a whole there's
Yeah.
more continent down here.
Well, now they added the ability where I had asked for this for Incarnate, where you can clip an area and make
Yeah,
a new
to zoom
map
in.
from it, and they did that because I asked for it. I had to draw that by hand
Mm-hmm.
to try to copy the continent, the
Oh,
area of
God.
Fjordane, which is actually pretty close.
To mimic the same
Yes,
space that
yeah.
you drew originally.
Uh-huh. So that way I could do a full-size map off of the world map. I had to just do that by hand.
Yeah, I had to do the same thing for the Vor out for Oshwell. Dude, it sucked.
Uh-huh.
Trying to fucking retrace those squiggly edges. Just fuck that. Reduce, Dom. Reuse. Recycle. Yeah, I'm gonna dig graves for these dead men.
Here's my thought.
But yeah, he indicated the Crimson Dawn, the gambling halls, and the Dockmaster,
Dock
who are
Master. I forgot
Fjordane's
the Dock
finest
Master.
trading company, which you do not have the name for.
Yeah. That's fine.
His name is Dock Master.
Not that he doesn't know it, but nobody asked.
Mm-hmm.
What's this other kid doing?
He's just like sitting.
And who's Horace? The
Horace Watts.
anymore.
Horace is the overseer. He's the person that oversees the comings and goings of the Gilded Mask.
Is he a guard or is he a?
He's a dude
member
in
of the
Greymore who works with directly next to the Black Flower guy, correct?
Yeah, he is in
Oh, so
Southport.
he-
He's
He's
in
like
Southport,
he is essentially like
keeping
the,
an eye on the
Correct,
organization.
sure.
Gotcha.
He-
Gotcha.
Presumably would be a member of the Shattered Thorns as opposed to a member of the Gilded Mask.
Yeah.
Watching the Gilded Mask
Yeah.
for the Shattered Thorns.
I also will specify, because shadowed and shattered sounds very similar, and I have written shattered in the recap accidentally. It is shadowed.
Shadowed
Thorns.
And that was Roten, correct?
Roten.
Huh?
You did say Roten.
Did I?
Roten.
You wrote it?
I've wrote it.
It's fine. I've written
I
it
think
down.
you wrote. I think you said.
I wrote in
I
that.
have wrote in the in cap.
Nah, he wrote it.
I've done read it.
I can't.
So, shadowed.
Correct.
Yes.
In before Don says shattered again.
I'm sure I will.
You will, and I'll cry.
He's going to say it every time.
So while they're digging, by the way, I'm going to take a short rest and attune to these goggles and tend to my wounds.
Yeah, so as you watch as Rin sits down and begins. Also, when you looked at his blade, did you put it back?
I handed it back.
He gave it to me.
Okay.
It's mine.
He put it back on the ground and then picked it up for him later.
Sure. Okay. Try to indicate if you would have known that he looked at it, but no, if he wasn't physically holding it, you
No,
would-
I handed it back.
Yeah,
to
he
him.
was
Okay,
holding
sure.
He knew that he handed it to him.
Sure, got it. Yeah, so you sit down and you begin attuning to these goggles, and you see that along the inside rim of where it would like fix along the side of your face, they're very similar to the goggles that I had for Finwin for a short period of time for his very short life, where it wraps around the side of your face. Pretty much like that. They begin to glow with a like shimmery golden glow around the portion that would like suction to your face, essentially.
Okay.
Ouch.
You putting them on?
Yeah, I'm trying them on.
Rip your eyes out.
Make a constitution. No. I'm kidding. What is it though?
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's 13.
It stings a little bit. Your eyes get like a little bit dry as your eyelids are kind of like,
Dry eyes.
These are unusable and I throw them.
as you can feel like your eyelids are kind of like forced open and flicker for a second as this like fixes to your face and attunes to your vision. And then you notice that you can see slightly into the tree line despite the tree cover where the sun doesn't quite get. You can see it a little bit better than you could before when you didn't have these on.
Okay.
And every so often, as it's still like attuning to your vision, you see like a slight like golden shimmer around the inside band that like reflects into your sight for a second, and then it goes away. And then once that happens, and it settles over the course of a few minutes, you can see as you normally would, despite the addition of the extended dark vision.
Okay.
But you can see normally there's not like a filter on it or anything. But it's everybody else. You have completely like darkened lenses where they can't see your eyes.
Sweet.
We're taking these graves. I'm gonna walk up and put my clown makeup on this kid that wasn't helping. Slowly. Oh yeah, if he talks, finger on the lips.
Yes, as you're doing that, what are we doing?
Oh,
Just,
God.
Nope,
just let it happen.
Yeah, I just shake my head and
Just let it happen.
wipe the makeup on.
All right.
Just gonna make sure you're safe. It's okay.
Welcome to the cult.
These men here that they're burying. You knew these men?
Can I answer that?
Yes. Just don't
I'll
talk
move my
about
finger
this.
Yeah, I did.
They have families. Any of them?
Probably. I didn't know them well. Spent a lot of the time either out on the road or in the headquarters. Assume some of them had families, yeah.
We will likely need to find their families or send somebody to them. I imagine this is somebody's source of income.
Yeah, I'll give a
Unfortunately.
little nod and shrug. Put a little nose on. Make him a little balloon. And are his hands bound?
No, I didn't bind him.
Oh, okay. I'll just hold the balloon out then.
Okay. Am I supposed to sleep in this? We're not going to make it to Southport before the end of the day.
Shrug.
Okay. Can I take the nose off? Or
It's very important.
all right. Hi, I'm Simon the Clown.
Not yet.
He just.
Is this kid's name?
I'll do
Simon?
like a little
Yeah.
dance. Little clown jig.
Should I? It's a 6. He's just kind of like.
Not a natural.
Give him a little pouty face and thaumaturgy some booze.
Oh,
I've not ever done a clown dance.
maybe this can help. No, wait,
Oh no.
That is the last charge.
that's
right?
number
Yeah, roll a
3.
D20.
it's a 17.
Okay.
It's fine.
Yep, that's a 6. He just. Oh
That
no!
doesn't help at all.
Oh.
That's-
I don't
It's
like
worse.
this.
It's really bad.
I don't think I can turn it off. I think I just have to wait.
It's slightly better.
The dance is slightly.
I will thaumaturgy applause.
We're just
Applause.
It's not a lot better. It was a 6 and then a 9. It's
close.
marginally better.
Better is better.
I'm gonna start firebolting his feet.
Okay. All right.
You guys dig your graves. We're gonna have fun.
He's
Nodding. You know the Jack Nicholson smile? With these goggles on?
You're shooting fire bolts at this kid's feet as he dances and slowly hums the carnival song, and the balloon just kind of sways in the air as the smoke from the dirt just like slowly wisps up into the air as Marcus and Murdoc are just hoisting dirt over their shoulders, digging these holes as this poor clown child dances in the middle of the road.
Some more training and he can join the circus.
I'll give a nod.
Are you in a circus?
Is the madam around?
Yeah, she is.
Okay. Yeah, I'll nod and I'll point between the two, see if she's watching.
There's always room for more clowns.
Do you have a family, Simon?
No,
Perhaps it would be a good job.
I don't have any family.
Keep you out of trouble at
This
least.
was kind of my family, so most of them are dead now. So, sure, I could use a job.
Not my call, but
Do I ask him? Are you like the head clown?
I'll look at Madame Macabre.
Yeah, she just nods.
Sure, I'll nod back.
Can I be a clown? Is there other things I can do in the carnival? Do I have to be a clown?
I'll shake my head no, and I don't know. I'll do like the I'm watching you, and we'll.
Oh dear. I am good at watching things. Is that a thing that clowns do?
No, I'll shake my head no. And
Okay.
then I'll gesture the dancing again.
I'll try one more time.
give him the pigeon noises.
Nope, that's worse. That's a 6 again.
I'll
More,
shake my head.
more
It's
encouragement.
It's because the wand only lasts a minute.
A little bit better as your yeah, the smile goes away. Oh, that hurt a lot. The dance is a little bit better. It's a 12.
Okay, yeah, we'll thaumaturgy some applause again. Give him a little pat on the back.
Applause is nice. Muffles the sound of the graves being dug.
How tall is he?
He's like 5'5".
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna suggest maybe you should go help with the graves.
Do we
Okay.
have any other shovels?
I don't know. Are we
I'll
out?
say that you
I'm
saw.
not even using a shovel.
I'll hand
I'm
him a
literally
bucket.
using my hand axe and a bucket.
I'll say I'll hand him a bucket.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I'll take the balloon.
You haven't earned this. Okay, thank you. So, as you two are digging, you see Simon dressed in full clown makeup with a nose walk over with a bucket. I was told to come help with the digging.
Yes, you're welcome.
He looks like Ronald McDonald.
That's fine.
We have shovels.
Orange hair.
You have shovels?
Yeah, I guess he did.
Yes,
Yeah,
gathers.
Murdoc would have told you that there were shovels. I didn't realize that you were digging with buckets.
Yeah, I know. I don't want a shovel. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, if they've got shovels, absolutely.
Yep,
Utilize
yeah.
the shovels.
Yeah, I'll say that you were using the
Sure,
shovels.
that's
then.
fine.
Yeah, but he
How
uses.
many more shovels are there?
There are a total of 3 shovels.
So now
Sure.
there's three
Three
people
men using
shoveling.
3 shovels, and then my
Look
dog.
up, take that shovel, and hand him a bucket again.
Okay.
And then help.
No. Don't stand there with the shovel.
Our clown's
Real
good at watching.
clowns
No,
use.
but I'm gonna stand here with the shovel and watch you.
You see if he knows how to use. What's his bucket game look like?
What's his bucket game?
Fair.
Yeah,
if
he's
you're
got
gonna make
a cup.
him use the bucket, then I'll go help with the
Make a
shovel.
bucket check here. Let's see. I'm gonna use these bad boys.
He's using a bucket. I'm gonna help with the shovel.
15 on the
since
bucket
there's
check.
a shovel.
All right.
He's pretty good with the
Make a
old
clown
bucket.
out of this boy yet.
That's right.
Yeah, he deftly kind of scoops the dirt into it and throws it over his shoulder and keeps doing it in one motion as he slowly digs another grave with his bucket.
Yeah.
Clown initiation. Dig a grave with a
It's
bucket.
like clown hazing.
That's really what it is.
Wake him up with cold water in the morning. Out of the bucket.
These big shoes run.
Anybody else doing anything?
Yeah, I mean,
Can't
since
stop
he's using a
thinking about
bucket, I'll
clown
use the third
fraternity
shovel.
now.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Anything?
Taking my short rest.
Okay.
No, I mean, I would ask, I guess, if Elena's in the area.
Yeah,
I would
she's
call
walked
back
over and
towards her if she doesn't mind. Do you have something that you could set for us for lunch? This is going to take a few hours, if not the rest of the day. We'll probably as well need dinner.
Sure, I can prepare lunch for you now and prepare dinner later, of course.
Thank you.
Rations for lunch, perhaps, and something more substantial for dinner?
That sounds wonderful.
Certainly. I'll be right back.
As well, I'm gonna grab my puppy whose face is 100%
Yeah,
full
just-
of dirt.
It's like a smoke grenade
Yeah.
went off in his face.
He's going to get tired. Do you mind holding him for me?
Of course. She just
Let him sleep.
and he
He's
just immediately just puts his face on her arm.
Oh god. He tuckered himself out like 4 minutes. Just I've exerted all my energy
That's
for
what
the
puppies
entire day.
do.
I know.
But then he'll be bouncing off the walls in a few hours.
Yeah. And then he'll be great to dig with me through the night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, whoa, boy.
Are there woods nearby?
Yeah, right on the edge of the road.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go scavenge.
Okay. You find a head.
Oh, I think
First things first, there's a head out
I'm
here.
gonna go scavenge. You just
forget.
find a head. It doesn't matter where you went. There's a head.
It was nat 20, damn it.
I accept finding that head because I did use the word scavenge instead of the word that I wanted to use, which is forage. They're different words. So I would like to forage, but I accept that I did scavenge and I did find this head in the process.
We'll get to that though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she walks back over to the carriage. Ren, if you wouldn't mind, could you hold the dog for a moment? I have to get some rations and bring them over to the grave diggers.
Yeah, I'll bring him into the carriage with me.
Sure.
I'll, like, lay him down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just like
A
sits
little,
and
on a
puts
little
his
blanket
his head on your
Little snooze
boots.
boy.
on my boots. Okay. I'm just gonna kind of maybe take a little nap.
Sure. So, for everyone else that is not digging, I will tell you that Ren is asleep with the dog. In case anybody wants to.
Just in case it matters that Ren's asleep for some sort of
Yeah.
reason, like maybe he has something you want to put in his mouth or take out of his pockets.
I'm just bleeding, digging a grave.
Would anybody like to attempt to do anything?
I'm taking a light nap. I'm taking
feel
a
like I'm
cat
being
nap with a
pressured.
puppy.
Very tired puppy.
Mm-hmm. The puppy actually makes it where you're more tired because you're just like, yes.
The real question is, if he's asleep, should he leave the room before I mess with it?
I don't think so. Yeah, so Lena walks over. The forever sleep. Yeah, Elena walks back over with several packs of rations. She hands one to you, Shay, and she hands one, enough for one meal's worth. to Marcus, to Murdoc, Simon, and Dandelion. Are you also still digging?
No, she's scavenging.
Oh, right,
She's
scavenging.
foraging.
Fucking heads in the fucking
Yeah,
woods.
She would have, before you left, she would have given you like a small bundle of berries and nuts. There you are, Marcus. Shay, hope that's sufficient for lunch anyway.
Thank you.
We'll have something more substantial for dinner.
Just gonna sit on the edge of this grave real quick and quickly eat.
Yeah, Murdoc and Simon sit down and eat their rations as well. She walks over, Mr. Pigeon, Twig, lunch.
I'm not.
Yeah, I'll take a ration.
What do you make of all this?
Give him the old
I'll give
clown
him-
shrug.
Yeah, I'm gonna shrug and I'll point at the clown digging. Give another shrug.
Hot prospects.
Life's weird, right?
Well, I did say that I figured at some point the two of you would leave, and it appears you've made friends. It would be nice to have a replacement clown.
I will shake my head no. Not the word replacement. But
A backup clown? An understudy.
yeah, give like a lukewarm nod. It's a better way.
Clown.
Don't you dare call him a replacement.
Did you see the way he was dancing? Shameful.
He can learn. I'm sure you can teach him.
He doesn't even have a Mister yet. You're Mr. Pigeon. That's just Simon.
He's your young boy.
Yeah, I'll give a nod.
Do the two of you, I assume, plan to assist Marcus and the others with all of this disbanding of criminal organizations?
Give like a, I guess describe it as like a thoughtful nod.
Yeah.
Yeah, make it clear I'm still thinking about it.
Sure. Twig, what are your thoughts?
Well, it's the closest lead I've got so far to, what I've been trying to do. So,
Fair enough. I'm sure we can find some additional people to assist with the show within Southport. There's no shortage of strange people in cities. We have, a week or two to set up and prepare for the first show, so I'm not worried if you are busy. I'm sure we will have our lovely friend Simon and someone else. I'm sure the twins can take over some of the acrobatics. They will likely fall, but that's, I'm sure they're fine with that. They essentially strangle each other to death every day, so I don't think that will be too much different. Be a little bit more comedic and less impressive, but nonetheless, we have other impressive acts.
Yeah, I'll nod along.
Well, enjoy your lunch. She walks and just sets a package of nuts and berries next to you, Rin. She doesn't wake you up.
Like being on an airplane.
Mm-hmm.
You wake up and there's just like
They don't leave
peanuts next to you.
They don't leave that stuff
Yeah,
for you if
she
you're
puts your tray
sleeping
table
this
up.
out.
She puts your seat
Depends on the
back
plane.
in the upright position.
Sorry, what?
She puts your tray table up and puts your seat in the upright position.
I thought you were saying something serious.
No, not at all. Yeah. So
Never.
Dandelion, you're going to forage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Please make a survival or nature check, your choice, whichever you're better at.
Somehow nature,
Mhm.
believe it or not. There it is. I
We're
swear.
right out.
Oh, that doesn't look like 2 digits.
And it's not.
It is not. That's an 8.
An 8 total or an 8 on the die?
8 total.
So you do find a head. That is the first thing that you come across, lying among like the roots of some trees. You can see that there are 2 roots that have like curved downward, and this head is just sitting like right in the center of them, like some sort of foresty goal.
Like that this is what she found on a nature check.
Yeah. You also find some long reddish peppers, like thin, tiny red peppers.
She loves peppers.
And you also find a bit of ginger root and some natural like sprouts and mushrooms.
I will take all of those things.
Mhm.
I did take Shimmer with me.
Mm-hmm.
I will let him carry the head.
Okay. So you just put this head on Shimmer's back.
Oh
and
no,
he
he's
just,
gonna.
okay.
He's gonna
Yeah.
grab
So
it.
he just picks it up and just walks on his back feet.
He's got wings.
He flies.
Yeah. He's just holding the.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Turns
that's-
out you can't describe Shimmer.
No, not at all. I'll just let you do it. He just kind of just huffs at you slightly as he just flies with this head back towards the caravan. So as Dandelion is foraging, you guys see Shimmer flying towards all of you, holding a
Not
head.
showing at all. Over here.
He flies over and drops it down into the pile of bodies.
Good shot.
Gonna
Shimmer.
close the eyes.
You can
Yeah, the just open mouth, open eyes, just
return to Dandelion. We'll take care of that from here.
and he zips back over to the forest.
Yeah, I'll find whichever of the corpses is decapitated.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Make a
medicine check.
If you get
Okay,
an
dude.
at 20, does he jump alive?
Make a human anatomy check.
7.
Oh, it's
So you try to get it on there, and part of his neck just kind of the spine sticks out and just jams roughly in the area where it'd be. So his head is down a little bit further
fine.
into his shirt where it would normally
A
be.
little
but
less neck than I
yeah,
remember.
a little bit less neck than you remember, but
That's
it's on there. It's just mouth open, eyes closed.
You said, long.
Yeah, long, thin red peppers.
Yep.
Some
Some
sprouts, some mushrooms, and some ginger root. You do not know what the pepper is with that check, or the sprouts or the mushrooms. They look edible.
I will bring them back with me.
It's eatable if you try.
True.
Do I know that they're peppers? I've only seen them in dishes.
I'll
That's where
say that these are not the same type. These are not like bell peppers. These are long. You find
These are-
long, thin red things.
they
Because I
look-
guess you wouldn't know it's a pepper.
Yeah. I will bring them back and present them to the party.
So Dandelion walks back over to you. Those of you that are not digging with. For those of you that are aware of any cooking, you would know that this is definitively a spicy red pepper. Edible mushrooms and edible sprouts. Thank you, Dandelion. Use that for dinner this evening.
Yes.
And she takes the stuff and
Yep.
puts it in the carriage. And Ren's just slowly stretching, waking up from his wonderful nap.
ooh, food.
Yeah, you watch as and just
You start eating the rations.
yeah.
Like when you put the Cheez-It next to the sleeping dog.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that video?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the puppy gets up and just looks up at you.
That's a dog sound.
I'm just gonna scream, Marcus.
Am I close enough to hear that?
Yeah.
It's up to you. Cool. Hell yeah, back. What?
Where's the dog food?
Oh,
Do you have any food for him?
yes. I'll go to my bag and I'll take out my bowl and I'll just dip it in the sack of barley. Dandelion, can you run this over to the carriage?
I'll take it and run.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see little bits of barley slyly just float
Smashing.
as Dandelion just bowl over her head just sprints towards the caravan as it sloshes around inside and some of it rains down on her.
You can just slide it in. 'Cause I'm assuming I don't know what your height is relative to how high up the carriage is.
Yeah, I'd probably.
Yeah,
just-
your eyes are right at the edge of it.
That's fair.
Like a mail slot.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, you slide it in, and the dog just kind of scrambles on the edge of the caravan over to the food and just begins eating.
Thank you.
I found some stuff in the forest.
What'd you find?
Well, I found the head.
Uh-huh.
Were you awake for that? I found the head.
Are you awake for that?
I think I was, yes. Mr. Pigeon kicked it.
I found some little red things.
Are you showing me them?
She
No,
doesn't have them. She gave them
Elena
to
has
I
Elena.
give them to Elena. And some small sprouts. And some mushrooms.
Do you know what they are? Any of them?
Oh, and some ginger.
Oh, good. A lot of stuff in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't have guessed.
That's where a lot of things come from. I don't know what the other things are. They might be edible.
I could take a look at them, I suppose.
I already gave them to...
And she just... They are edible, yes. Dandelion, thank you.
You're welcome. They're edible.
Good. Just gonna continue eating my rations.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else doing anything before dinner? Otherwise, we'll just fast forward to that.
No, I'm digging.
Mhm.
Spending the rest of my day digging.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna run around doing various tasks. Help dig for like 5 minutes and then go get distracted by something else.
You
I'm gonna
mostly
keep
just
I'm gonna keep the dog in the carriage with me, so that way he's not running
Yep.
around.
Yeah, Dandelion just mostly sprints around the like circular area that is in this kind of closed off area that you guys have now made yourself comfortable in.
Mm-hmm.
It helps with various things around, digs for a few minutes. Then it gets to be about 8 o'clock, and Elena had been preparing dinner for a while, and she yells, Marcus, everyone, dinner is ready.
Yeah. Look over. How are we looking on the graves?
You're pretty much done now.
Fantastic.
Yeah. You're
There's
pretty
what,
finished.
5
with that.
men?
Yes.
There were 6 in total, right? Or were there 5 in total in the combat?
There was...
1, 3, 1, 1, so 6.
But he was one of them.
So 5.
It's
Five
total, yeah.
graves.
5
Cool.
total. Yeah, so with the help of everybody and the correct tools, you're able to dig in about
The
the
5 graves.
yeah, and roughly about an hour per grave or so. So you're able to get all of those dug.
Hmm?
And you have all of them buried.
Thank you for burying my men, Marcus.
Of course. I'm actually gonna, before I go to eat, I'm gonna head out into the trees.
Sure.
Start.
You want to do something solo?
I mean, it's fine. I don't need the time to do it. It's mostly just I'm going to go out, utilize my rope, my grappling hook, and I'm going to fell some kind of thicker branch
Sure.
that I'll be able to split.
Okay.
Carpenter's tools, plus I fucking grew up on the farm.
Yeah,
Like, I
no,
know how to
you're
do this
absolutely,
shit.
you're good. Yeah.
But no, I would spend probably about an hour to be able to, like, take a thick branch, split wood, and be able to give myself an opportunity to make markers for each of these men.
Sure. Yeah, I'll say that in the time frame, you're only have like an additional 15 minutes over the time where you're called for dinner, where that is a part of the doing that with the graves. Yeah, so you have all of those marked with small pieces of like,
That's fine.
carved off branch.
Yeah, I'll do that. And
Cool.
people have that time frame.
Yep.
Gonna hop out of the carriage with the puppy,
Mhm.
holding him. He's hungry again.
Yes, I believe Marcus has some food for him. You see Marcus's stuff is just like chilling there, and
Yeah, I'll just look through it.
yeah, you scoop out another container of the food.
Okay. Yep. Put the bowl down next to the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Just pet him as he eats.
Yeah, he just like wolfs it down.
Gotta give him extra.
You're gonna give him a little extra. Yeah.
Shimmer's
Okay.
gonna try and steal some of the bowl.
Yeah, Shimmer just like with his hand grabs it. Kind of like the raccoon in that one video where he grabs it and like runs off. Shimmer just like reaches over, scoops like under the dog's chin, scoops up a little bit of grain and just like runs off, bounding into the distance. And then flies up into the air, landing on top of the caravan and just begins to eat the grain.
Have you seen those videos of the lizards running?
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah.
Your men, Murdoc, they have anybody that was relying on their income?
A couple of them were. 2 of them, yeah. Rest didn't have any family from what I know.
And the two that did, their families are where?
They're in Southport.
Are they able to fend for themselves without this income? As far as you know?
Yeah, they might have to live slightly simpler lives, but yes, they should be okay. They're fairly capable.
Should at least send word. If not, make an effort to let them know.
Yes, they didn't have children, just wives, so they'll be fine.
Were
But
these,
yes, we'll have to send word to their families.
these women aware of their source of income?
Yes.
So they could expect the danger, at least?
Sure, it would not come as some surprise, yes. I'm sure they would have expected that at some point this day would come.
Very well. It seems that Simon might have a new calling.
And he just looks over and just sees Simon dressed in full clown garb, just like sitting waiting for food.
Yeah, he's a good kid. Didn't have any family. We tried to treat him like one of our own the best we could, as good as criminals can, but it's kind of a family. But if he's able to have something that keeps him out of trouble, that's why we sent him down the road. He's not a fighter.
So he has a very rare opportunity to train from the best clown I know.
Do you know a lot of clowns?
It's a very rude question to
I'm
ask.
sorry. Wasn't meaning to imply that he's not the best clown. I just wasn't sure.
Yes, that. Isn't that right, Mr. Pigeon?
I'm vigorously nod. Puff my chest up.
True professional.
I'm sure he'll be happy to learn from your clown skills.
I imagine he'll need a clown moniker. I imagine that Pigeon is not your true name.
I'll shrug.
Elena just chuckles as you say that.
Can you think of a... Does it have to be an animal?
I'll nod now. Kind of,
Any ideas?
yeah, kind of like look up and think.
Also, does he get to be a mister?
Shake my head now.
You could let Marcus name him. He gave me my name.
I would nod yes to that.
It's the way that Marcus names things based off of where he finds them. I imagine that this will be Young Bandit the Clown.
Not very creative.
I will nod wrong.
Where is Marcus? He stepped away for a moment.
I think he went into the woods.
I'm sure he can handle himself. What do the rest of you make of this business about taking down large criminal organizations? Perhaps they're holding that item you're looking for.
Would criminals have that? I guess they would.
It depends on
If they took it, they
how
would
it
be a
became
criminal.
lost to begin with.
It was stolen.
It's possible that they have it. Or maybe they would know somebody that has it.
Do criminals know other criminals?
Definitely.
Sounds like it.
Yes, there's a whole
That's kind
chain of them.
of seems. That's most of what I got out of what he was saying earlier.
So if Marcus was here, I'm sure he'd have a hand metaphor for this. We'll have to ask him about the hand metaphor.
Speaking of hands, maybe we should learn the criminal handshake.
I have the handshake of a former criminal.
What about
Yes, but what about a current criminal?
I think I have that one too. Isn't it like the other, like one's the other hand or something?
I think so.
I think that's.
I believe it's exactly
That sounds about
Make sure you use the right
par
hand.
for the course. Yeah.
It's like a graduation, I believe, is
That's
what
right.
we said.
I think that's
You
exactly
switch it to the
correct.
other
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
Handshakes.
That
Because you're
sounds-
reformed now. Yeah.
That
I
sounds
remember
right.
writing
It's
that.
it's smuggler and then former smuggler.
Ah, so
Yeah.
Different sort of criminal.
Yeah.
about a bandit handshake, and I'll look at Murdoc.
What?
Handshake of your people?
Of the Gilded Mask.
This is very important, Murdoc.
Oh, sure.
At any point, do I get to make another roll to see if I'm catching on to this at all?
Yeah, I'll give that to you, especially because it's not.
Like we're starting to run into people who are not immediately on board.
Sure, yeah. Go ahead and make a insight check.
So here's the thing. I'm pretty sure I rolled a nat 1 the first time, and this is better than that.
Uh huh.
And my my insight's not too bad.
What is it?
It is a +3 to insight.
So, what did you get?
5.
She's trying to decide if she
There
is
is-
catching on about the handshakes.
There is an inkling for a moment, and it just immediately puffs away as Murdoc's just like,
Sure.
Don't even give me an inkling. It's not. I don't deserve it.
that's fine. Yeah, nothing. You get nothing. You lose. You stole fizzy lifting drinks.
So you start with a mask, cover the eyes, well, above the eyes, sorry, and then with the other you make a mask so that way you can see, obviously. Then you pull that off and slide the hands together, and you place them on top of one another, and then you swivel downward, and you swivel upward, and then you shake hands. That's the
Is there like a hierarchy with the over-under?
yes, the commanding officer is always the over.
That's why you swiveled downward, got
Yes, that's right. Yes,
it? Simon over there would always swivel upward.
yes.
Isn't that right, Simon?
Oh, yes. Is there a clown handshake I need to know?
I'll shake my head no.
Did I not have a clown handshake?
Oh no, there is.
You're too new.
It was shaky sleeves, if I remember.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
What was that on?
Yeah, and Marcus, you walk over at this point.
It
you
is on
see
there. It's from the beginning.
It's in the beginning.
Murdoc doing this handshake
Oh yeah.
with Dandelion.
Oh, it's mutual face poke.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
But that's between clowns.
Mm-hmm.
This
That makes
is
sense too.
there's so much there.
And there was a clown with a
Oh,
young
here,
master.
Mr. Pigeon, hands in the air. That's
Yeah.
a separate handshake.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Step back over.
Welcome back. We were,
Good dinner.
so far, we were discussing this operation to eliminate some of these criminal organizations. I was just asking the others their thoughts on the matter.
Good.
Dandelion and I were discussing the possibility that her lost item might be in the possession of, or at least in the mind of, somebody in one of these organizations.
Seems a lot of criminals know other criminals.
Yes. I thought there might be a hand metaphor for that, but
I thought it was obvious. You have the Shadow Thorns at the center, and each displaying finger, the Gilded Mask, the Crimson Dawn, potentially the Iron Crown, depending on whether or not they are complicit. If the Iron Crown is not necessarily one of the fingers, it could be the thumb, as more of a adjacent type organization.
could be a different hand reaching out to the criminal hand.
Yes. Kind of why we do the
Shake.
handshakes. It's all.
It's all there.
With more time, you'll understand Dandelion. The ways of this
Elementary,
world.
my dear.
It's elementary, my dear Dandelion. In time, it will all come to make sense to you.
Yeah, so the dinner that you guys have is some like steak type meat, along with the mushrooms and sprouts that Dandelion found, that are mixed with some of these like roasted spicy peppers, as well as some other vegetables that have been like lightly charred over the flame and placed with the steak. So it's all in one like large like wok style type thing that everybody's just
Stir
scooping
fry.
out of onto plates. Yeah, kind of like a stir fry.
Like a big
pretty much,
hot
yeah.
pot.
I'm specifically avoiding the peppers.
Don't like heat, young master?
What do you mean heat? As I stab one and put it in my mouth.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
You really love peppers, don't you?
Man, you should roll a different d20.
4.
Okay, so you watch as Dandelion just like just little beads of sweat appear, smoke out of the
The
ears.
tea
Yeah,
whistle.
that's where we were going. Yeah,
Very
you
good.
you hear Shimmer just like make the little tea whistle sound as smoke just slowly comes out of her ears. It is a like roasted cayenne pepper. It's pretty.
I'm going to spit it on the ground.
Dandelion, those are peppers.
The dog immediately starts
I'm gonna just stomp
bounding towards the pepper.
Nope.
I'm going to stomp the pepper.
There's a difference between spice and an inferno.
Yeah, Dandelion's just like jumping up and down, stamping on this pepper.
Mm-hmm.
Just like her upper body is almost not moving. It's just her legs going up and down, just slamming into this pepper.
Mm.
I don't like peppers.
That much is clear, yes. This is your second time.
Second run in with a pepper.
Twice
The
burned.
other ones didn't hurt me.
Sorry, Dandelion, you brought them. I assumed that people liked them. I do like the heat. It's easier for me to taste.
Everyone else is just like eating these fine.
I don't know. Are people eating the peppers?
I would eat the peppers.
Okay. Yeah, I mean they're hot. They're not like exorbitantly hot.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that she pulls out like a small flask and like sprinkles some other spice on top of her food and caps it and pops it back on her side.
I would eat first, and then I would let my dog eat.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get him off.
Your dog's already been fed.
Yeah.
Ren fed.
My conditioning. No, that's fine.
At some point during this, I will abruptly stand up and like put my finger in the idea, like gesturing like I got an idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna point at Simon vigorously and start thaumaturgying like sheep bleeding noises and like look around and like
Yes. Young lamb.
and then I'm gonna gesture
Butcher?
Lamb chop?
and then I will point back at Simon
Young lamb chop.
and I will nod and then do like I don't know some kind of circus noise with thaumaturgy.
Alright.
Yes, while he is still in your care, perhaps student lamb chop.
I will nod along.
Alright. It's good. Very good.
It's a great name.
Is that my clown name then?
That's your name now.
I will nod along.
Oh, I did kind of like Simon.
It's a way of life, son. I mean lamb chop.
Big no nod.
There's no Simon
Make a
here.
deception check, please. Mr. Pigeon. I guess you didn't say it. You haven't said anything.
Still
You can still deceive.
Yeah.
Sure.
One does
Is
not
it a
have to speak.
convincing no?
18.
Yeah, no, he's like, oh, okay.
It's very important.
Hi, my name's Young Lamb Chop, the clown.
Student
Clown.
lamb chop.
Student Lamb Chop, the clown.
Not the clown, just
Student
student
lamb
lamb
chop.
chop. It's very clear that you're a clown. You have a red nose.
I guess so.
Face paint.
Very good.
Greetings,
Be-
lamb chop.
More cheery about it, though.
No, I just do a chop.
Enthusiasm, lamb chop.
Come on.
I'll like gesture like puffing up my chest.
He just
Some exuberance.
and he just like grabs one of the hot peppers and pops it in his mouth. Student Lamb Chop.
Very good.
Big applause.
Yes. I love it.
I don't know
He's-
any of
he's
your
gonna
names.
get
I'll
the hang
like
of
gesture
this.
toward him and do like a bow.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, I'll give him a good pat on the back, and then sit back down with my food.
It's very good.
I
Teach him the balloon thing.
don't know any of your
Eventually.
names other than Mr. Pigeon.
I missed the first part of that sentence.
I said I don't know any of the rest of your names
Oh, okay.
except for Mr.
Cool, that's not
Pigeon.
my business.
Do you also have clown names, any of you?
Why would
My
I
name is
have a
Dandelion.
clown name?
Sorry?
Why would I have a clown name?
I don't know if it's just like a thing you do in like your free time.
This is a clown.
Okay.
You're a clown.
it's like a lifestyle then?
Yes.
Okay. Do I have to dress like this always?
I'm not alone.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Pigeon's always dressed like that.
This is true. I've never seen him not like this.
Okay.
Dedication to his craft.
Ah.
A true master of his craft.
Okay.
This
well,
over here is the young master. You'll address him as such. It's very important.
the young master, I'm student lamp chop.
I'll do the. It's nice to meet you again. Just chop my
And
hand.
he just. Yeah.
Not the handshake of a lamb chop.
It is now.
Or maybe like a lamb and then chop.
What is it?
Yes, I guess this is new to you.
Yeah.
You should really hammer out the details on this.
Okay, I'll think about it.
Very good.
So we got Dandelion, the young master, Mr. Pigeon,
Marcus.
Marcus,
I'm Shay.
Shay.
Yes. This is Elena. And Twig.
Hi.
I will ignore him. I'll look away.
Oh, okay.
Forgive her. She only travels with the best clowns.
I understand I have a lot to learn from someone like Mr. Pigeon. Such a
There is a
prestigious-
daily regimen of milk that is necessary for this occupation.
With ice, of course.
I will
Oh,
wildly look around for milk.
there's no milk.
I will find milk.
That won't do.
Why with ice?
Keep it cold.
Oh. Okay. Sure. That
At least while you're a student.
okay. Then I
Someday you'll become,
graduate
well, depending on your skill, you'll become.
to non-iced milk. It's like a graduation where I like take the ice out and throw it over my shoulder or something.
Exactly.
Crush it under my
You're
foot.
smarter than you look.
Thank you.
Face paint all over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nose.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
pigeon with a
I
sad
guess he
face,
doesn't
right?
have a jester hat on too, so I just would have like pulled his hair up.
Yes.
Crazy.
Yeah, you grab some hair gel type stuff and
Uh-huh.
just his hair is just like in big like triangular spouts just sticking out like a jester hat if he wasn't wearing one.
Oh no.
Is there like a night ritual of the clown? Can I just sleep or can I take the makeup off when I sleep?
I don't know. That's
I'll give him a cautious nod, yes.
Okay.
needs to be back on before anyone sees his face, though.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'll nod.
Do you have any
Alright.
extra that he can, so that
Oh.
nobody has to see his face?
Yeah, I'll nod, and I assume I would have
This
a lot
is
of
the
it.
way.
As far as I'm concerned, you have an unlimited amount of
Just cakes.
of that type of clown makeup.
Yeah, so I'll pass him like a little tiny jar of like white face
Yeah.
paint and give him a couple accent colors.
Thank you. Is this like a rental nose, or can I keep this one?
I'll just nod and like open hands.
Okay, thank you. Just goes back to eating. Appreciate you doing right by the kid.
Of course.
Your other men had names.
I did.
My right hand, Leonard. The three behind him, Isaac, Leonard's brother, Dennis, and Ben. And the archer's name was Adam.
And the men with families, you said? A couple of them have loved ones they've left behind?
Leonard and Isaac.
Wives?
Yeah. No kids.
You know where they live?
I do.
I imagine we should at least let them know. Yes?
Yes. Thank you for the meal, Elena.
Of course.
Dandelion. I'll hold out Fluffy. Mind keeping watch for a little bit? Thank you.
It just immediately just like sinks down in your lap and just looks up at you and just starts licking your hands.
I need another grave.
Okay.
We'll be back.
All right.
I'm gonna have everybody else leave the room.
That's up to you.
If you're gonna have a conversation with him.
I intend to go dig a sixth grave alone and write his name on a fucking headstone.
Got it. Is he digging with you?
He can if he wants.
Yeah.
Like, that's entirely up to you.
Yeah,
I need a grave.
Sure. I'd like to roleplay that out. I think that
Sure,
would be cool.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Shall we go?
Yep.
Make my escape.
Au revoir.
Stepping away.
Don't step on things. Don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I would just stand up and, I would have laid the 3 shovels in the area around and grab a shovel and head back over.
Yep. Yeah.
But, if he grabs a shovel and follows me, I'm not going to turn him away.
Yeah, he absolutely would grab one of the other shovels and follow you.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I intend to, with the, 6, 2 foot high, 2.5 foot high spokes of wood that I've tried to, flatten out, just take off the exterior bark and expose some of the hardwood from below. I would first, with my hammer, knock in the other 5.
Yep.
And then begin to dig with him if he's going to help me dig.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, he digs with you.
What's the 6th one for?
Your name? They are to believe you to be dead. I can't bury 5 men when there were 6 that were here. In your grave I intend to put spare clothing and other things. Ask the young master to burn them. And make it look as though there was little left of you to bury. But I don't imagine many will come out here attempting to dig you up.
I wouldn't think so. It's a smart plan.
I don't know whether or not it is smart or naive, but it is the way to protect you, to protect your man Simon, and ensure that I get you safely to the lawkeeper in Southport, utilizing this disguise from Mr. Pigeon. But I need you to understand that this is not what I want to do, but it is what needs be done.
The dismantling of the groups?
No.
Or burying the men?
No, I don't mind burying the men. It feels wrong to pull you into a life that I'm not certain you truly want to be a part of.
This grave will serve more of a purpose than...
The old you. A man who need be buried. And the new you a man who can be reborn?
The old me deserve this grave. I'll work to ensure that the man that I am henceforth is worthy of my name.
Yes. That is all that I want. Is to do the right thing for the people that I find who have been led astray from decent lives. Show them back to a better road than this one. I want to believe that there are better roads in this world. And it might be that I need to build them myself. But I would very much like to have you help me do that, if you would.
I would be honored to be by your side. I believe that men are often given few paths in which the easier one is more desirable and often leads them down a dangerous road. But I think that there are or can be constructed better paths, better men, honorable soldiers and people.
I asked you earlier if your father, if the shadowed thorns, if they would have hurt innocent people, if it was more than just about the crime.
I think that if someone stood in their way and stopped him from what needed to be done, I think he would remove them, call them.
I intend to stand in his way. Even if that is to be my end, I intend to stand in his way. He burned my home. I have no road back. All I have is forward.
I have no home to return to either, and I would be proud to forge the path forward with you.
You have a mother that can yet be found and saved. These are not the first graves I've dug, and they will not be the last.
Sorry for your loss. Father sounds like he was a good man.
He was.
Certainly raised you better than mine.
My father gave every day of his life, every part of his body to protect my people. And these towns call him scum and traitor, and spit now at my feet on this road that I walk. I will not let them use his name in disgust or disdain.
Deserve it or not, we both have names to redeem, honor to uphold.
I want to find the people who sent your grandfather to his death, who defamed his name, a deed most likely meant to defame my father, that your grandfather suffered unjustly. Was it his father?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thought it was his grandfather. Okay.
No, his grandfather just died fighting
In the war?
Yes.
Okay. I thought it was that the grandfather was sent, and
Yeah,
that was why the
grandfather
father
was fighting
mad.
the They're the people from Trogdor
Sure,
and
okay.
and past.
Okay.
Yep.
I wish to find those men as well. They blamed him for so much, for the folly, as you called it.
Yes. No wise leader would send in untrained men. Forgive me for asking of your mother. But my father told me people in power do not typically marry someone who does not offer something in return in position or title. If your stepfather, a nefarious man who has elevated himself to such high rankings in this criminal organization, who is your mother?
I think he was purely taken by her beauty. He talks of his past a little bit. And I think despite his horrible acts and atrocities that he's committed, I think that she, more than anyone else, caused him to feel like a person again, if only for a short time. I don't know what my mother offers other than a slight bit of humanity.
I think that that is something that a good man needs, but a bad man sadly needs more.
Whatever in him that may have been a good person scarred by some horror in his past is buried deep.
At this rate, I think you and I are quite good at digging. And I will try. If you will help me, I will try to redeem that man. But I can make no promises.
I wouldn't ask that of you, to make that promise. He has committed far too many atrocities to make up for what might have happened to him when he was young.
It's not my right to judge a man. I only send him to judgment.
I understand. I would like to be by your side on that day. To dig one way or the other.
Yes. And he will decide. Not we.
You gave me that same choice. I'm not sure which one he'll make.
Ideally, you find that recognition of redemption is something that you did inherit from him. And if not, if it is a power that is entirely your own, may it give you peace and closure to know that you are a stronger man.
If I did inherit it, it would have been from my grandfather or father. I don't think my stepfather has any of that same traits.
No.
I'm
No, not if
simply
you were already a man when he began to raise you.
a young one, but a man nonetheless. I think I became a man the day my father passed. Had no choice.
As did I. I've never killed anyone.
I wish I could say the same.
I hope it stays that way.
There are some that I think deserve it. And I think you will have to kill some in order to achieve your goal. But no one innocent, no one that has not committed atrocities worth digging a grave for. Some of these men are surely misguided or blinded by greed, but some are simply bad seeds.
I watched my father reap some of those bad seeds, only when necessary. He was never a man prone to wrath, always well-tempered. I hope to be the same.
You honor his name well.
He was the best man I've ever known, and will ever know. I need to find those of Goldview who were taken. Not everyone was dead. I do not know if they fled, or if they were stolen from their homes by this Crimson Dawn to dig. I've seen these bandits arrive previously and take for years. I do not know how many are gone. I do not know how many are still alive. But I will not rest until every last person from Goldview is accounted for, be it either in the ground or on the road with me. Every one of them matters.
Every one of them deserved of a footstep on this journey, one way or the other. I imagine the Crimson Dawn has them. And when we get to Southport, gather some things. I'll lead you there, I can get you in.
Thank you.
From there, I'll have your back.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving me the chance to bury the man that I was and become anew. Few people are offered that opportunity.
Yes. And forgive any of my friends who may be discourteous to you for the crimes you've committed. I fear they will still see that buried man when they look at you now. I hope only that your good deeds by our side serve as proof that you are a different man now. It may take time for them to trust you.
It will take them time to see the man behind the mask.
Yes. But as of this day, you are my friend.
Thank you, Marcus.
You're welcome. And thank you for showing me that my father was right. That some men can be saved.
Smart man. He clearly knew how to see the cracks in the facade of a person, to see underneath the good that might lie in them.
I hope that his lessons are something that I can instill in others. I believe people need to believe again, and I will serve in that regard. And I'll pull out my chalk
Mm-hmm.
and I hand him a piece. I'm gonna gesture at the fucking stone in front of us.
He kneels
A
down.
little plank of wood.
Yep. Yeah, he kneels down and writes the name Murdoc Palmer and then 3 strikes at the end.
Take the chalk back. I'll help him up.
Thank you. I can't say I've ever had a true friend. Not since I was a kid, anyway. You make a lot of friends when you're a criminal, but it's an uneasy bond.
Yes. Loyalty matters, but not loyalty because of coin. I will not guard you because you offer me coin. You are a man. You are my friend.
I will show you the loyalty of a soldier and the loyalty of a friend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Write these other men's names.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you scribe the other men's names on the graves, and he just slowly just kind of paths behind you as you do this.
Yeah. At the end of that, I am going to take one last piece of wood, kind of intersect them, forming like a cross, like a T. Hammer one of my iron spokes through the center of it, so this way they're actually attached.
Yep.
Hammer it into the ground, and I will ask him for his gilded mask off of his clothing.
Yeah. Have a dagger.
Yeah, I have my little hand axe. I'll crack it
Yeah,
off.
he'll hand it to you.
Yeah. I will, into the iron spoke that I connected with these 2 pieces, frame this in.
Yep.
And then I will take my chalk and I will say, "Here lay the dead of the Gilded Mask, slain by Marcus Shaw the Fourth." And I will write today's date.
I'll have to write down so I make sure I know what day it is.
I will stand in his way, and he will know my name. Let them all know my name. I am not afraid.
I think all will someday know your name, Marcus. As you lead them one way or the other.
I hope when they say my name in future, it is not with the same vileness that they say it now, but instead joy, peace, and contentment. That they know the name Marcus Shaw inspires them with safety and sanctuary. Put my chalk away.
I wish for the same. We were laughed out of our home for my father's failings, and I wish to prove that I am a better man, worthy of his name.
I believe you are. But there are many long, difficult days ahead of us. And we must not falter. We must care and protect for the people in our company and find those out there who have been taken from their families and restore to them this chance that you and I have.
I will be by your side.
Many will follow, and we will welcome each of them in turn. Thank you, soldier.
Thank you,
Shake his hand.
Captain.
Thank you. Lead him back over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so anybody else doing anything else before bed?
I'm gonna feed the dog a little bit extra food while he's away.
Gonna make your dog fat.
Yeah, fatten him up.
In the meantime, what happened? You guys just disappeared, dig?
Yeah. Yeah, they come back about an hour later.
Okay.
Play with the puppy. Play with Shimmer.
Mm-hmm.
Send Shimmer up into the sky a few times to just look around as it starts to get dark.
Sure. I also think we discussed off-stream briefly. You took the gilded mask cloaks off of the other bodies, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, as we were burying them.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I guess when you guys come back, I'll point to Murdoc and then back to Lamb Chop
Mm-hmm.
and like gesture at my face.
Yes.
Okay.
Until we arrive at the Lawkeeper. Yes. Thank you.
Reach to do it now.
How many more days until we reach Southport?
It's only a half day's ride. If we leave in the morning, we'll make it by midday.
In the morning. Tonight, before you sleep, the confession and the account of the people.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you. All of you. I realize that it will take time for you to see me as more than a common thief. But I will prove to you that I am a better man than appears on the surface. And I thank you for the opportunity to prove that.
Who has a puppy? Very good. Doing well?
He's playing.
Very good.
He keeps biting my shoe.
Yes, he will do that. But it's alright. He's just a puppy.
I don't think it tastes very good.
No, I don't think he's doing it for the taste. I think he wants to play.
Take off my shoe and throw it.
Yes.
Boom, boom, boom.
You were
Runs
right.
after it.
Very good.
I didn't realize that.
Have you tried that with Shimmer?
Shimmer's like up in the sky somewhere.
Other shoe.
Just take off my shoe and just like chuck it as hard as I can up into the sky.
Sure, make a dexterity check.
Why? Isn't that 20?
So you just you like aim and close one eye and like stick your tongue out slightly and throw it, and you watch as it just collides with Shimmer.
I'm not aiming
and he just
for
like
him.
he like grabs it and spirals down towards the ground like holding it, and then just opens his wings at the bottom and like flies up and drops it at you and like shoots back up into the sky.
Did I hit him? I wasn't aiming for him.
I know.
I didn't want to hit him.
No, you didn't hit him. It
Okay.
like got to exactly where he was,
And he just grabbed it.
and he just like grabbed
You
it
caught
and
it.
spiraled.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like the dog already runs out for the frisbee. You hit it right in the mouth. And he's like,
Yeah, you hit
I
him
got
right,
it.
I caught that.
You hit him right in the hands.
Yeah. See?
I didn't think about that. I'll do it again.
Yeah, he flies towards it, catches it, and then just spirals down towards the ground and like shoots across, like using his momentum from down to like shoot across the ground as there's like little ripples kind of ruffling the grass as he just rockets up in front of all of you and drops the shoe in front of you. And he spirals down and slowly lands on top of the carriage next to the lamp and just curls up into a little pile. You can see little puffs of smoke extending from his nostrils floating up into the air.
Put my shoe back on.
Murdoc.
Pull the other shoe out of.
Yes.
The stones. They will not know if someone receives the message and is different, only if you reply.
That's right. If I were to reply through the stone, they would know that it's me. If someone else sent a message, if they did not recognize the voice, they would know that it is not me. But if they send it to the stone and someone else receives it, they would not know.
Good. I will hold this.
Right. You have a completed set now as well.
Yes. And we will use it when we need.
Understood.
Put mine away.
Alright. Anybody else, anything before bed?
Imagine, at least for this evening until we've seen the lawkeeper, somebody should be awake for a watch at all times.
In case more arrive.
And because we have one unbound, I understand that he is compliant, but it would be a shame if he got cold feet and made a break for it in the middle of the night.
Simon or Murdoc?
Either. I don't know that Simon will go anywhere. It seems that he
I have nothing else to do.
is
Simon
not
would not
trying
leave.
to run.
I'm a clown now.
Student lamb chop.
He's fully embraced it.
Simon is dead.
Yeah, Simon is
I don't like
gone.
that he answered to Simon.
Disappointed.
Yeah, Mr. Pigeon's eyes just slowly squint a
Mr.
little
Pigeon disapproves.
Yeah. I can
But-
help keep watch. And Shimmer.
Yes, nothing major, obviously. He has been unbound for hours now and aided in digging the graves. He's writing a testimony and all of that, but just in case.
If someone
So-
else wants to do it, I have no right to tell them not to. But I will not contribute to it.
I
He
can,
is my friend now.
I can keep watch and stay awake. I understand that defeats the purpose, but if she wants to have her dragon watch me, I will watch for passersby on the road. I wish to prove myself, and if that means that I keep watch to make sure that you are all safely able to sleep, I will sacrifice my sleep for that.
Thank you.
A dragon can alert you. It's not as if I can get close to it if I wanted to do anything anyway.
Stick his tongue out at him.
Very well.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab my dog.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna go back onto the side of the wheel again and lean against. Grab my bedroll. Make
Yep.
a little blankie for my puppy.
Sure. Everybody else headed to your tents for the evening?
I'm gonna sleep outside again.
Okay.
Once again, tell Shimmer to wake me up if anything important happens,
Mm-hmm.
including the raccoon.
You got it. And he just sits on top of the carriage and just watches, staring at Murdoc sitting by the fire.
I'll tell him to look, like, go up in the sky and
Mm-hmm.
sweep around every so often.
Yep.
As well.
Yeah, before I go to bed, I'll just tell him that, when we wake up at dawn, he can sleep during the remainder of the ride to Southport after he's given his clown makeup.
All right. Have a good evening, Marcus.
You as well, sir. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed.
Cool. I'm going to have everyone leave the room except for Mr. Pigeon, please. Alright, so you make your way over to your tent, which is slightly away from the rest of the people as you are aware that this needs to happen.
I was gonna say I would probably wait until I saw everybody go to bed.
Yep, yeah.
Since I don't need anywhere near as much sleep as anyone else.
Yeah.
I would wait until I was sure.
Absolutely, yeah. You sit and wait until you see Marcus's, like, crest falls start to slow into the clear signs of, like, actually being asleep with his dog. And Murdoc is not facing the tents. He is looking out towards the road. Everyone else appears to be asleep. If you would like to describe what you are doing now.
Sure. So I would enter my tent, and using that pre-mixed face paint I have, I would start drawing my symbols on the ground and make like a little circle. I would stick some incense sticks from my equipment in like around the border and light them, and I would set a bucket of water in the center of the circle with me and like kind of watch it start to stop rippling. Afterward, I'd throw some herbs from my bag into the brazier and slip off my gloves, putting a small cut with my sickle onto my thumb and smearing some blood on the herbs before I light them on fire and drop them in. And then I would slowly sit down cross-legged and look into that bucket of water.
Mm-hmm. So as you sit and the scent of this burning herb and incense slowly kind of mixes in the ground, almost fogging up your tent slightly, as the very faint glow of these like burning incense and candles kind of illuminate the space around you. The space on the ground, these runes, ignite with a very, very faint purplish light and slowly begin to trace around. And as they complete, the area under the bucket illuminates with a slight purplish glow as well. And you look into the bucket as you have before, and you see your frilled costume. And in place of your face, you see the figure of Sirkare, the Hunt Keeper. He just inhales and slowly opens his eyes. Why have you not acted?
Glancing into the bucket, I assume my voice would be a little scratchy from misuse, and I'd say we've been acting this whole time. We have patience. We can keep having patience.
They are worthless.
They're not worth a lot, but it led me here. You heard. There's a black flower, and I will find him.
We don't need them. You can kill them now while they sleep. Start with the one on the log. The criminal.
That criminal may well die, but we don't need to do that now. We need to make sure he doesn't know anything else. If he knows one black flower, there might be more to tear root from stem.
Your friends cloud your judgment. This cat you spend your time with blinds you to what is important.
I don't think Twig will impede our path. We think they could help. If I don't find the black flowers I look for soon, we will leave. But until that time becomes clear, this road leads to where we need to be.
If you would simply release me. Why do you keep me caged?
And I would like lean back a little bit and say, I think we shed plenty of blood today for Our Lady. I don't think we need to release you yet. So I'm still covered in blood, which I guess said, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. You
It's
still
all
are.
white, so it's probably still speckled all over.
Shar accepts your sacrifice, but I want more.
I'd look back and say, we will get more. Fivrel Blackflower is as good as dead, and I will make sure that this boy knows of no more black flowers for me to find.
If that is what you wish, as long as you continue our offerings. But watch your back. Someday I may be released.
So you'll be released when I decide to release you. And that day may well come, but for now, I think I've got this.
And as you say that, you watch in the reflection, your hands rise up and strike against the surface of the water as it visibly ripples and shakes.
I'll give him like a little chuckle. I'll say that we admire that fight, but we don't need it right now. Patiently, we will rip every black flower from the earth.
Cage me now, Saramir.
How is that pronounced, by the way?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, Saramir, Karamir.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Cage me now, Karamir. But I will be free.
Because after that, I'll pad the water and straighten myself up and probably feel pretty tired.
Yep.
I understand, right?
Mm-hmm.
So after that, I'll start plucking up the incense and do my best to get rid of the circle in my tired state before I lay down.
Sure. And do we want to deal with the other thing?
As I said, do you want me to wait? I can do my wake up routine now, or
I would say do it now, and we'll just
Sure.
it'll take place in the next episode. But I want to do it now rather than like in the beginning of the next
No,
episode.
totally.
Send them out of the room again.
Yeah, so after that, I'd very quickly do my routine prayer to Shar
Yep.
and, set my spells and whatnot. And then, when I wake up in the morning, I would, my makeup would be all disheveled from an actual night of lengthy sleep, which would be abnormal for me.
Mm-hmm.
Looking in the bucket to make sure I'm putting all my makeup right. I'd be pulling down my neck ruffle and making sure I smear the paint over a scar that would run from ear to ear across my entire neck. And I would make sure that I got the paint all in there and that my face looked fine. And then I would pull my ruffle back up, make sure that in the mirror I see nothing is exposed, and I'd get ready for a normal morning after that.
Yeah. So you watch as chat, I guess. Nobody watches. As in the reflection of the bucket, Mr. Pigeon looks inside, pulling down the ruffles around his neck, revealing a scar ear to ear that has clearly been scabbed over a long, long time ago, smearing the makeup over it and pulling the ruffles back up, fixing his nose and his makeup on his face, and preparing for the day. And we're going to end there, but I'm going to summon everybody back.
Mm-hmm.
Always south of
Good.
Mm-hmm. That's where we're leaving off for the night, but I wanted to bring everybody back in to say goodbye.
Is my throat slit?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna take this away.
Yeah, chat, thank you guys very much for watching tonight. I hope you enjoyed the episode. It was a lot of fun. If you're new here, make sure you follow us so you can find us again. We stream D&D 3 times a week. You can also go to our website, notgreatrpg.com. for our podcast, our YouTube channel. We also have text recaps of the episodes if you're new and need to catch up. We have coupons for a bunch of different tabletop-related companies. I've got a whole bunch of stuff on there. You can also join our Discord, !Discord, where you can chat with all of us, ask us D&D-related questions, talk about gaming, music, books, whatever you like. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching, and we will see you next on Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for the Veiled Forests of Orvigo. Yeah, thank you guys very much.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.